Hello and thank you for joining me. This is Jen Espinosa-Goswami. If you notice behind me, I have a brand new wall hanging, which I'm super excited about. It's an elephant, so during these videos I'll be talking about the elephant in the room, and this is a beautiful depiction of what I'm talking about during these videos. But every week on Friday, we have a live video to talk about things that matter to you. So thank you for joining me here live. If you are joining me, make sure you say hi in the comments so that I can see who is actually joining me. I can't tell otherwise. I would ask you to share this video, but you cannot share it outside this group. However, if you feel you have a friend that would benefit greatly from this video, then please make sure to ask that friend to join our group, because our group is cozy, but I want it to grow to 100 if I can, because I want to support even more people just like you. So I mentioned today we're going to talk about street cred, and I do apologize if I start sneezing or sniffling or what have you. I'm not feeling so well today, and I will do my best to not make that a loud thing. But we're talking about street cred, and this was based on a story. Well, not a story. It's something that happened yesterday when I met with someone, and I'd love to share this with you. So I was networking with a woman who sells who works for a wellness company, and she sells products from this wellness company. And she wanted to connect with me to learn more about how I provide services through my health coaching and what health coaching really means, because she knows different people who offer different types of health coaching. And she also was in contact with a woman who was interested in learning how to work with a health coach. So of course, I sat down with her to find out what she was looking for. And the first thing she asked me is, "Are you certified?" And I said, "Well, no, I'm not certified." She's like, "Oh, well, this person I'm thinking of wants a health coach who's certified." And it made me think a little bit. I'm like, okay, well, this has come up before, and I've had other people ask me for my credentials and what it is I provide to the table in terms of my health coaching. And one of the things that primarily comes up is, are you certified? Now, I'm sharing this story with you because one of the biggest decisions you might make in terms of your health is, first of all, do I need help to accomplish my health goals? That's probably the most important thing you're going to be asking yourself. But second of all, you're going to wonder, who is the best person to support me with my health goals? And those two questions really are the most important things you need to ask yourself when it comes to your own health. So the first one, I can't answer that for you. I can provide help with walking you through various questions and identifying whether you are a good fit for health coaching, because not everyone is a good fit for health coaching. If you don't do the work, you're not going to be a good fit. So you have to be ready to do some work in order to benefit from a health coaching relationship. But that's a subject for another video. Now, the second question was, who is the best person to support me with my health journey? And this idea came up for me because I'm like, street cred. Okay, I don't have any certification, and I'm very open and honest about that, and I'm very proud of that, actually. For those of you who don't know about coaching and certification and all that, basically what a certificate is it's you purchasing a piece of paper that says, yes, this school has declared that I have completed so much coursework around a certain topic. In terms of health coaching, though, a certification does not make someone more qualified to diagnose, treat, or prevent any specific type of illnesses. So that's not necessarily the best thing to search for when it comes to your own health journey, especially if you're struggling with a very specific type of ailment. No one in the health coaching realm, unless they are also a registered dietitian, has any legitimacy to treating, preventing, or supporting any specific types of health ailments. That's just not how it works. A health coach is more of someone who walks you through the day to day. And that's where most people have the struggle. The struggle is not in what you do sometimes or, your annual checkup with the doctor. Are your numbers improved? Health coaching is not about your numbers necessarily, but about the feeling that you're getting from your numbers. Thank you for joining us. Make sure to say hi. We're talking about street cred and how to determine the right type of health coach to support your health journey. So credentialing just means that this person paid money to take certain courses through a certain school. And there are a couple of different really popular schools you may have heard of. IIN, which is Institute for Integrative Nutrition. There's another one through Dr. Sears. He also has a health coaching program. Otherwise, they're very few and limited, and they have different types of programs and coursework that they offer. So for one thing, it's a mixed bag. If you're someone who cares very much about like book smarts and education and that sort of thing, then it might benefit you to search out someone who does have a certification. A little bit about me and education. I am a lifelong learner, and I actually have a master's degree in leadership. And part of my leadership program included, as a small component, but certainly a big portion of it, was how to coach and consult folks. And a lot of that included co-active coaching, which means that you co-create the path that people are going to walk on. I also studied active listening, which is different than just listening to someone so that you can go ahead and say whatever it is you were waiting for them to finish saying so that you could talk. Active listening is where you actually listen, not just for the words that are being spoken, but for the words beneath the words that are not being spoken. And that's something that I do very well, and folks tend to seek me out for. I'm a really good listener and an active listener, so I will hear some of the things that you're not saying as well. So I have a lot of education behind me. It's not specific to health. And I want to share a short story with you because I think it's important to realize the different spectrum of resources and support that's available to you out there. This person that I connected with, she stated that her son's hockey coach is a dentist. Hi, Corky. Thanks for joining us. I'm sharing a story about an experience with street cred versus the best support you need for your health journey. So my friend here, her son goes to hockey, and the hockey coach is a dentist. He does hockey coaching on the side, what have you. But she had discovered that this hockey coach was giving her son some sort of energy supplement to help him with his performance in hockey. And she was pretty offended because, like I said, she works for a wellness company, and she's very aware and proactive about making sure her children are getting the best nutrition they can through her company mostly. But she's very aware also of what other resources are available. So she looked into it, and she challenged the coach, and she's like, "What is this that you gave my son?" And he said, "Oh, it's just a supplement. It'll help him with X, Y, and Z." This is why I have a problem with supplements, people. For one thing, there are a flood of supplements out there, and trying to determine the quality of the supplement that you've decided is important for you is very challenging. And the FDA, which is the Food and Drug Administration, does not regulate supplements or the efficacy, which means whether they're true of any of the claims of these supplement companies. So buyer beware, as with everything. But it was really shocking to me that my friend's son was being given supplements from a company, a very well-known company, but it was a company that she herself did not agree with. And this guy, because he was a dentist, they're like, "Oh, he's a dentist. He knows what he's talking about." I don't know what dentistry has to do with energy supplementation, but I'm guessing that it probably doesn't have anything to do with the other thing. So it's really important for you when you're seeking out the best support for your health journey that this person provides the type of support that you're looking for. A little bit about the support that I provide. Again, I'm like the Rachel Ray of health coaching. I don't necessarily have any medical or scientific background to me. However, I can help you come up with daily ways to eat better, to move more, and to enjoy your life and get confident about your health journey, because it's something that I personally have done in my life, and I have personally helped quite a few clients achieve in their own lives, even after decades of them trying other types of programs. But that doesn't matter, does it? Sometimes it's all about your expertise and what you bring to the table and your education and your testimonials. And sometimes it's not a matter of any of that, right? Like I think on the election, and I never go political, so please excuse me, but the recent election between Trump and Hillary. So if you were looking solely at expertise, at ability to work well with others, at experience, any of those sorts of things, Hillary would have been the clear winner, right? She trumps Trump in terms of her expertise. There's no one in Washington that can say they have as much expertise or experience in politics as Hillary Clinton. Yet she did not win the election. What does that tell you? It tells you that what people care about is, do they want to sit down and have a drink with this person? Do they trust this person? Do they like this person? Now, if you're watching this, I'm assuming that you kind of like me a little bit, but maybe you're not quite sure if you can trust if I can help you, and I totally understand. When I was working with a business coach, it took me at least 4 really long phone calls with this person who I'd never met before to determine whether she was a good fit for me. And I didn't make it easy on her. I asked her to provide a name of a person who had worked in her program, the same program I was considering, and I called this person up. Again, I don't know who he was. I just looked at his website a little bit, and I asked him very specific questions about, what did she help you accomplish? Excuse me, I'm going to try to get this eyelash out of my eye. Oh, that's so frustrating. So 1, I did my research, right? I connected with this business coach. I knew I liked her. I saw some of the things she was doing online. But again, I didn't know whether she could help me get results. So I contacted someone who had been in her program before, who did get results. I mean, he was a star student. And he provided some feedback for me and some of his pros and cons of working with her. And I did my research, right? I'm like, I already know I like her, so that's in the bag. Now I got to know if what she delivers. So I talked to this other person who had worked with her. Like, okay, I like her. I know she delivers. Now let's look at the cost. Oh my gosh. Let's look at cost, folks. We're on a budget, right? We can't just pay for everything we feel like having. So what really tips the scale for you? Like, is it the cost? Is it how much you like the person? Is it whether you think their expertise is what you need to support you? Those are all things that you may be juggling and trying to figure out for yourself. I will say that the longer you think about something, the less likely that you're going to jump in and do it. Also, the longer you think about something, the less likely you're going to take action on anything, and the more likely you'll be disappointed at your lack of results. So, again, we're talking about street cred and how to find the right support in a health coach for what you need. Now, I've talked to many people over the years that I've been health coaching, and some of them were dealing with very specific things like diabetes or celiac or things like that. If I don't think I can help you, and some of those people, I didn't think I could help them. And I said, you know what? I know someone who's a registered dietitian who specializes in diabetes. I can refer you to this person. Another person, I said, well, I don't provide this specific thing that you're looking for. I can refer you to that person. I'm well connected in my network, and I want to make sure you get what you most need. However, like I mentioned, the majority of us need support around our daily habits. And I had written an article about this not too long ago about how doctors are not necessarily the ones who can provide the right type of support we need. When you think about that, you're like, okay, a doctor. What does a doctor do for you? They take measurements, or they have a nurse take your measurements, your stats, your numbers, what have you, blood tests, urine tests, whatever. They take your stats, they talk to you for about 10 or 15 minutes, and they say, okay, I'll see you next year. Is that the type of support you want? No. So a doctor's not the right place to start. Maybe their nurse practitioner who you spend incrementally more time with and is the one actually taking your numbers. Is that the right support for you? Maybe, maybe not. Not a lot of nurse practitioners have any background in nutrition or food. So if nutrition and food is a struggle for you, maybe not a nurse practitioner. Another thing you could say is, I want to go with someone who's credentialed, someone who has letters behind their name, someone who's been to a certain school or has at least put some money towards it. I can understand why you might feel that way. But again, if they're not a good fit for you, if you don't like them, if you don't trust them, if you like them but you're not quite sure whether their expertise will help you specifically, then it's important to just sit down and have a conversation, right? I had many conversations with my business coach before I jumped on board with her. So when you think about what matters to you personally, do you care more about a person's educational background? Do you care more about their personal experience? Or do you care more about the testimonials or the results that they're getting for clients? I'll give you a couple minutes to think that over. Corky, if you want to jump in, go ahead. Otherwise, if you're watching the replay, just pop in the comments really quickly. What matters most to you in terms of the right support for your health journey? Is it their education, personal experience, or testimonials from happy customers that they've worked with? This is really important to know, because if you have decided what's most important to you, then you can move forward and finally take action on the things that matter most to you. I've shared a little bit of my experiences of what mattered most to me when I was deciding on a business coach. And by the way, there's not really a certification for a proper business coach, so that was kind of ruled out for me. I did it on my gut. I did it on the testimonial from other happy folks. You know, I use different barometers for determining what works for me. I will say, though, that I am here to support you no matter where you are in your journey. And I call myself the Rachel Ray of health coaching because you know, I'm not fancy. I'm not the thinnest, most fit person you're going to meet in your lifetime. I am someone who is passionate about bringing out your own power to transform your body without any products, without any supplements, using real food you can get at the grocery store. I have background and education in leadership, in helping you to really bring out the questions and the answers that matter to you, because I have background in coaching and consulting. I am a master communicator. I have held offices and won speech contests in Toastmasters International. Those are things that I'm really strong in. But really, there's an interpersonal element there, and I'm just passionate about connecting with you. So even if you want to sit down for a no obligation phone call to see if I can support you, I do have a special offer for the next 3 days, actually, so you got to jump on this. You really have to jump on this. Take action now, folks. I reward my action takers. I have what's called a 60-minute resolution revolution. So, you know, we're nearly a month into our resolutions, and maybe you're not getting as much progress as you like. Maybe you haven't really set up a certain program for yourself. I will walk you through. This is a 60-minute free coaching session, basically. You'll get a flavor for who I am and what I offer. You'll get an understanding of the types of questions I ask, of the types of things I'm able to pull out of you, because I can usually intuitively understand where your blocks are and help you identify those blocks, or at least get started with recognizing them for what they are. I would be happy to sit down and have a conversation with you. You need to book this 60-minute free mini coaching session by the 30th, because my calendar is booking up for February, and I do want to. This is normally a paid service, so I'm offering it free for those of you who are action takers, who are not quite sure if you have the right support for what you need for your health journey. And I'd love to sit down with you and discover what it is you're struggling with right now, so I can provide even more resources around that. So I encourage you to take action. I will pop the scheduling link in the comments down below. So whether you're watching me live or in the replay, make sure to check out that link. Book a time for yourself by January 30th. You have to book it by January 30th. It doesn't mean you have to do the session by January 30th. I want to make that clear. And I will help walk you through and determine the next best steps for you. It may not be with me. I'm not going to lie. I don't care if you work with me. I do. I would love for you to work with me. If you don't work with me, that's fine. I respect and honor that. But I want to help you identify the next best steps for you. And you can find that in this free 60-minute resolution revolution phone call. I can't wait to connect with you. I'm going to go take a nap because I'm feeling horrible. You can hear how stuffed up I am. And my dog's barking too. Go ahead and book your session today. I can't wait to connect with you. And let me know if you have any questions in the meanwhile. If you're on the fence about booking a phone call, pop your questions in here about why or your hesitations. And we'll talk it through, because we're here to find solutions for you. I don't exist without you. So thank you so much for joining me this afternoon, and we'll connect soon. Talk to you later.